Good afternoon. I believe it's afternoon, everyone. Today's oral argument tells the story and tells the lesson of why it is we have a Constitution to bind us together as citizens of one nation, all of whom are guaranteed the equal protection of the law. And there is no one individual who better personifies the concept of equal protection than my client, Edie Windsor. A few facts. Edie Windsor met her late spouse, Thea Spire, in the early 1960s. They were engaged to each other in 1967. Take a moment and think about that. 1967. That was 2 years before the Stonewall movement that led to the modern concept of equal rights for gay people. Think about the self-esteem, the courage, the bravery, and the self-respect it took for two women in 1967 to become engaged. But the truly heroic part of Edie Windsor's life is what happened for the next 40 years. When people get married to each other, they give a traditional marriage vow. And that marriage vow is to have and to hold, to love in sickness and in health until death do us part. 12 years into their relationship, Thea Spire unfortunately developed a terrible disease of progressive multiple sclerosis. As Edie Windsor has described it, that diagnosis happened to the both of them. Throughout her illness, as she went from using a cane to using a wheelchair to being only able to move one finger, they fought together to make sure that Thea's life changed in no way, that she could continue to see her patients and to live the full life that she did. That is heroism. Any one of us, straight or gay, would be so blessed and so lucky to have as a spouse Edie Windsor. So when I said at the beginning of my remarks that Edie Windsor personifies the concept of equal protection, she truly does. Our Constitution deserves Edie Windsor, and Edie Windsor deserves our Constitution. Thank you very much. Roberta Kaplan. I argued the case. K-A-P-L-A-N.
Hi, my name is Pamela Karlan, K-A-R-L-A-N. I'm co-director of the Stanford Supreme Court Litigation Clinic, which was one of the co-counsel for Ms. Windsor. A few minutes ago, we came out of the front door of the Supreme Court. Over that door is written the words, equal justice under law. That's what we're asking for here today. Equal justice under federal law for all of the legally married gay couples in the United States. We walked down 44 steps, which coincidentally is how many years Edie Windsor and Thea Spire spent together as a committed couple. And we ask for equal justice under law here. As you heard in the courtroom today, the evolution of gay people's rights at the Supreme Court has been a long road. In the 1960s, the Supreme Court upheld the exclusion of gay aliens from the United States. In the 1980s, it upheld laws criminalizing intimate sexual behavior by gay couples. Today, however, the Supreme Court has changed its understanding of the words of our Constitution, and we are confident that today and at near times in the future, equal justice under law will be a reality for gay people as for straight people in the United States. Thank you very much.
Hi, folks. James Esseks, Director of the LGBT Project at the ACLU. I want to say just a few words about what the Defense of Marriage Act does. In our federal system, we know that the federal government doesn't marry people, the states marry people. But we also know that whether you're married or not makes a difference in a lot of different federal contexts. In fact, there are over 1,100 different federal laws that depend in some way or another on whether you're married or not. Your Social Security benefits and your survivor benefits change based on whether you're married or not. Whether you get family medical leave to take care of your spouse depends on whether the federal government recognizes that your spouse is your spouse. Veterans benefits change, and yes, taxes change as well. At the same time that there are all those different contexts where marriage makes a difference, there are 130,000 married same-sex couples in the United States today. And what DOMA says is that it requires the federal government to treat those 130,000 married same-sex couples as unmarried in each of those 1,100 different federal contexts. So that's what caused what happened to Edie to happen, that she was treated as unmarried despite her 44 years together with the woman who became her spouse. So Edie and Thea spent 4 decades together, in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, just like any other married couple. And for the federal government to pretend that their marriage didn't exist is unfair, and it's un-American, and it's unconstitutional. Actually, Donna?
Hi, I'm Donna Lieberman, Executive Director of the New York Civil Union. And I'm proud to stand here today as part of Team Edie Windsor to topple the Defense of Marriage Act. My state, the state of New York, respects the rights of all couples, straight or gay, to marry. But so long as DOMA is on the books, these marriages are not truly equal. The federal government treats New York's lesbian and gay families as if they don't even exist. It's time to put an end to DOMA and the two-tiered system of marriage it has forced on our state. And it's time to make sure that the federal government treats the marriages of all New Yorkers with the dignity and respect and equality they deserve. The federal government should never again be allowed to reduce the love of a married couple like Edie and Thea to the legal status of strangers. Thank you.